so following on from last week, we get a lot of questions here from people about nutrition. So a popular one at the moment, which we're getting a lot of questions on, is how to use MyFitnessPal to track the number of calories that you should be eating per day. So this is just a basic starting point. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just going to give you some guidelines about good practice. So in terms of MyFitnessPal, a good thing to initially start with is working out how many calories you need to eat a day. It's an easy way of doing that. You need to work out what's called your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. Simply taking your age, your weight, your height into equation. It will give you a number, which is the amount of calories you need per day just to function. Now, when you've got that number, there's a calculator that you can then input it into called the Mifflin calculator. I'll write that up on here for you. Mifflin calculator. So what that will do is it will take into account as well your activity levels, so the amount of training you do. That will then give you another number, which is the number you need to put into MyFitnessPal. Okay. Now, in terms of tracking your calories, I think the most important thing initially for people to do is to try and hit their number of calories that they've worked out for themselves. I think above and beyond everything else, that is the most important thing initially. I put up here a list of priorities. We're going to go through those now. The total amount of calories, I always say to people when they're starting out, I don't care how you get them, just get them. Okay. Now, initially, people find it quite difficult to get that number. Most people, as a general rule of thumb, undereat, and trying to get that number can be quite difficult to begin with. So I just say, eat whatever you can to get that number. And then when you can consistently achieve that number of calories, we move down the order to the next most important thing, in my opinion. So we've got total calories. Once we can regularly do that, we'll then look at your macronutrient breakdown. And you can tailor this within MyFitnessPal, specific to your needs and wants. So everyone's going to be a little bit different. So we're talking what your breakdown is on a daily basis of intake of protein, fat and carbohydrate. So as a general rule of thumb, most people should be eating thereabouts about a gram of protein for every pound of body weight. The carbs and the fat, slightly different. Most people, for their fat, would need to be somewhere around 25 to 30% of their daily calorie intake, and then the rest can be made up of carbohydrates. Now, that may differ from person to person, but it gives you a general idea. So once we've hit total calories consistently, we then look at macronutrient breakdown. You can tailor that within the MyFitnessPal. That then is the next most important thing that you need to focus on. After that, we look at things like micronutrients. To be honest, I don't get people to track micronutrients. I've never heard of anyone getting fat from eating too many fruits and vegetables. So you'll get a good intake of micronutrients if you eat fresh produce, basically vegetables, fruits, etc. After that, the next most important thing down the priority order would be for me meal timing. A lot of people ask questions about when I should eat this, when I should eat that. Generally, until you can get the first three things right, I wouldn't worry about meal timing. Once you can consistently do points 1, 2, and 3, then we'll talk about eating in and around training and that sort of thing, and that does become important further down the line once you've covered the basics. Next thing, the last thing down the list for me in terms of the getting started would be supplements. A lot of people always come to me and ask me about supplements, this, that, and the other. For me, that's the lowest thing that we need to be worrying about. It's not important, again, until we can do the things above it. So generally, as a good starting point, try and eat whole foods, real food, as much as possible before you start worrying about supplementation. So I hope that helps in terms of giving you a basic overview of the MyFitnessPal, tracking calories. Calories are important, especially if you're coming into the gym, regardless of what your goals, whether it's to lose weight, to maintain weight, whether it's to gain weight, whether it's for sports performance. It's important. So if that gives you a good starting point, we hope that helps for today.